What's up with all my peoples in the atmosphere, man? You know what I'm talking about? Just out here fucking with it on this beautiful Saturday morning. Snacks on sports. Back with another one. You feel me? Yeah, and somber and all that. You feel me? Just wanted to give my thoughts and and all that. You know what I mean? Regarding the 2 year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's passing and his daughter and the seven others that was on that helicopter. Uh, so last week marked the 2 year anniversary. Last week, January 26th, 2022. This a episode I wanted to do, you know, last week when it was January 26th, but it be so much shit going on. A lot of times I don't have it'd be hard for me to make time to do all the videos I want to do because you know what I mean. I'll be ripping and running the streets, getting money, working, doing all that type of shit. You feel me? So sometimes I don't have the time to really sit and do the episodes that I want to do at that time. But nonetheless, you feel me? I'm always find time to do it. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, another thing about that is, I always want to kind of wait till all of the noise has kind of like died down anyway before I give my piece. Meaning, a lot of times when something happened, whether it's a tragedy or something good or whatever, you know, but in particular when it's a tragedy, I'll let everybody else do their thing, get all their little posts out the way and all their little comments and all that stuff, and then maybe once all the noise just kind of like died down, then I'll say my piece. So I kind of wanted to do this and do it like this anyway. Maybe not, you know, a whole week later. It's like a week and a half later now, but it's all good. It's never too late. You know what I mean? To speak about my guy. You know what I mean? Kobe Bean Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, man. I don't really think this episode is gonna be too long. It may. I just be coming from the heart, just talking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where I'm gonna go with this. You feel me? But first and foremost, I want to say, well, maybe not first and foremost because I didn't already talk for 3 minutes, but um, I want to, send out a RIP and a rest in peace to one of my good friends that I grew up with, um, Damian White. We called him Dome. We, growing up playing basketball, you know what I'm saying? We always had fun as kids, snapping, on each other, you know what I mean? Play fighting and cracking jokes on one another. And my homie Dome, you know what I'm saying, who just he recently passed away yesterday, actually. So it's just only right that I kind of say this first as I'm doing this episode about somebody else that passed away. You know what I mean? So I want to just say this first. You know what I mean? Condolences to the fam. Condolences to myself too. You know what I'm saying? Because this was one of my good friends I grew up with in our adult life. We didn't always, you know how it is when you grow up and you become an adult, man. Sometimes you live life. Everybody doing their thing, so you may not always speak to people all the time, whether it's friends or family. You know what I mean? That maybe if it's not your immediate family, but we all follow each other on all these social networks and stuff, Instagram and Facebook and Twitters and all that. So you still keep up with what people doing. You just may not talk to them all the time. I say that to say, yeah, no, my my homie Dome, you know, we didn't always talk, in our adulthood, but we always kept tabs on each other throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? He knows I'm a musician. He always supported me and everything I was doing. Always let me know when I put out some dope. Jane, I'm feeling that. You know what I'm saying? That new video you dropped, man, that shit fire, man. You know, whatever. Always, you know what I mean? One of them ones that's in my corner. Just trying to, you support what I was doing. So, but yeah, he passed away yesterday. And the name Dome was given to him by us, meaning, we grew up playing basketball together. So we the one that gave Dome that name because, like I said, as kids, we snapping on each other. We looked at it. We always said, Damien had a big head. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a dome on him. You know what I'm saying? So from that, we started calling him Dome from the time we was kids, 10, 11 years old. And it just stuck. You know what I mean? So people that call him Dome throughout the years never knew where it came from. But our basketball team gave him that name, and it just stuck. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say that first. R.I.P. to my nigga Dome, man. He passed away of cancer. Um, so fuck cancer. That motherfucker a bitch. You feel me? Taking people away young. You know what I'm saying? Way too young, younger than what they supposed to. But um, I pray that God has mercy on his soul and he's with our maker. You know what I mean? And yeah, just salute to my guy. Good man. Always, always positive. You know what I mean? Always, just somebody that's just that's just been just a good dude, just a good man, supportive. You know what I'm saying? Never been in no drama, no bullshit or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Just somebody that's was always cool with everybody. You feel me? So salute to you, Dome, on the great life you lived. Got took it from you kind of young, but you know what I mean? Rest in peace to my guy. So with that being said, Kobe Bryant, you know, man, it still seems unreal, bro. You know what I mean? It still seems unreal. I am, a believer in fate and what happens, things that happen are supposed to happen. So I'm a believer in that. You know what I mean? Because I'm a believer in God, and I don't believe that God makes mistakes. In fact, I know he don't make mistakes, he or she. You know what I'm saying? But so when people pass away, I'll say this: violence. When somebody passes away from violence or something like that, that's the one that's kind of like I always look at it as like that wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I mean? Um, because when somebody gets shot and killed or something like that, it's like you know somebody's a human being took another human being's life, and so you playing God basically because only God should be the one to have the authority to give and take life. You know what I'm saying? So anytime it's a violence, yeah, I know we say, this and that, we got a born day and a death day and stuff like that, but with that, I still do believe because sometimes, some people got it coming. You know what I mean? They live their life a certain way, so it's only right that what I mean you're gonna get your type of your karma. But other times, what I mean, when it's violence, is somebody loses their life, it's like, damn, that wasn't supposed to happen like that. You know what I'm saying? But with Kobe, not and everybody, and his daughter and everybody that was on the plane, not saying that it was supposed to happen like that. I mean, on the helicopter, not saying that it was supposed to happen like that, but kind of, the further and further you get away from it, I just kind of think like, man, you know, you know, maybe that was meant to, or I don't know, man. I don't know if I, if it, meant to be or You know what I'm saying? But maybe, I guess maybe what I'm trying to say is, you know, I don't think that, or maybe, I feel like the time that he was supposed to be on this earth, maybe, that's, we don't agree with it, and we think he was taken too soon, but, and obviously, his daughter and stuff like that, but man, and there was other little girls on the plane too. You know what I mean? I think a whole family, as a matter of fact. You know what I mean? So a mother, father, and daughter was on that plane, on that helicopter. You know what I'm saying? But 41 years old, you know what I'm saying? 41 or 42 when he passed. Maybe that was, was supposed to, maybe God intended for that to be the length of his lifespan. You know what I'm saying? It's just tragic how it happened. But but with that being said, man, it still seems unreal. You know what I mean? Like, it just don't seem like it was something that was supposed to happen. It's still something that is hard for me to wrap my brain around and understand. Cause it's like, when you think about Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm saying? It's like Kobe. I heard Shannon Sharp say this. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it don't even sound right to say Kobe and died, or Kobe is dead, or it don't roll off the tongue right. You know what I'm saying? It just don't. You feel me? And it just it just don't feel it just don't feel it don't feel right. It don't feel real, even though it is real. You know what I'm saying? You know, it just seemed like he's supposed to still be here. You know what I mean? When you see the graphic, the thing, and it say Kobe Bryant, 1978 to 2020. It's like, man, that don't even seem so. So when stuff like that happens, you know, it was Kobe's death was a big. Another one outside of that one, I think probably the one before that one that hit me hard too, uh, was Michael Jackson's in 2009. Because Michael Jackson was my everything. Yeah, that's the first, before any rapper, before any athlete or anything, man. Like, Michael Jackson was just so. To hear that, what I mean, I still remember, like, when these type of things happen, you remember where you were and how you found out and who told you. You know what I mean? So I remember Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Where I was at, where you know what I mean? From East Palo Alto, moved to Foster City in my adult life, and then so that's where I was at. I think I was coming from the liquor store. I was walking back to the house. Probably just went to go pick up some blunts or something, and got a phone call from my mom. You know what I mean? Saying Michael Jackson. If you heard, Michael Jackson passed, whatever. I'm like, damn. Before that, there's probably maybe one or two I'm forgetting, but before that, so that was 2009, and then I remember, uh, so before that, probably one that affected me the most before that was Tupac. I was 13 years old, 12 or 13 when that happened, and that was another, that was kind of like maybe like the first celebrity passing that I remember when Tupac got shot the second time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody think he was gonna die. I'm a kid at the time, so we don't, I'm not knowing the severity of the situation and all that. So I don't know the details of the situation like how I know it now. But all I knew is, oh, Pac got shot. That nigga always getting shot. You feel me? That nigga gonna come back. Ain't nothing gonna happen to Pac. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all, I mean? He got shot. He gonna heal up and, you know what I mean? Get back in the booth. You know what I mean? Diss a few niggas, and that's what it's gonna be. So when he passed away, you know, that shit was just like, that was shocking right there. You know what I mean? I still remember. Like I said, I remember who I was with. I was with my basketball coach, Chris. You know what I mean? I think it was after school, or because it out on the West Coast out here, they pronounced them deceased at 4:03. So we all got the news in that 4 o'clock hour. You know what I mean? I remember I was listening. I was with my basketball coach. We was listening to KML. Chewy Gomez was on the radio. Chewy Gomez announced it. Yeah, y'all, just want to let y'all know at 4:03 today, they announced, Tupac as dead or whatever. You know what I mean? And me and my basketball coach was just like, what? Like he died? I remember that's what Chris said. Chris was like, what? He died? Like, and so man, I remember getting dropped off. I immediately went around the corner to my homie Brandon house, let him know, hey, y'all just heard, man, Tupac died. You gotta remember it's 1996. So the information didn't travel as fast. Yes, there was the internet. Yes, the internet had been created at this point, but it was still in its beginning stages. So with no apps and Instagram and all of the other shit yet. So it was internet at that point was still just used for like, it wasn't it still was in its infancy stages, kind of, you know what I mean, as far as like, people being able to interact with one another, you know what I mean. Yeah, we knew that, because at that time it was called the World Wide Web, you know what I mean. Niggas, I remember Netscape Navigator and all that other shit. So, and we did know that, yeah, we can be right here in California and be communicating with somebody across the world. You know what I mean? So that was the thing about it that we knew, but it still wasn't to the point to where you use the internet every day, all day. You know what I mean? Like we do now. You know what I mean? Like the internet is a part of our life now. Like you can't do nothing without the internet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could, but I mean, you really can't. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like that yet. So for me to get home and go around the corner to my homie house and tell him and everybody that was over there, and they hadn't heard it yet. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't out of the ordinary. Now, if some shit like that was to happen, by the time I get over there, everybody already know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of getting off track. But I was just saying all this to say that when things like this happen, Tupac Shakur passing away, Michael Jackson passing away, Kobe Bryant passing away, you remember where you're at when you know when you find out about it. You know what I'm saying? So with Kobe, you know what I mean? I was here at the house, you know what I mean? And just my and so and the crazy thing about it is, for whatever reason, I'm always watching ESPN or you know what I mean, some shit like that. So just gotta be just gotta be seen. No matter what it is, just gotta be seen. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's something else. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's some more other shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too off track, but you know what I'm saying? To all my married men out here, you know what I'm saying? Like these things be going on. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? I got to step out the house to do my little episode. You know what I'm saying? But somehow or another, you know what I'm saying? They still find a way to, you know what I mean, to be seen. Yeah, I'm talking about. But anyway, um, all right, yeah, man, R.I.P. Kobe, man. And so I'm always watching ESPN or Fox Sports One or got YouTube on or something. For whatever reason, this particular morning, because I believe it was a Sunday morning, this particular morning, uh, I didn't have no TV on. I didn't have nothing on. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't have no I didn't have no TV on, and I didn't have nothing on, no radio on. Nothing. Let me get back on track. So I didn't. So usually I probably would have found out myself without anybody telling me. Um, I must have been. It must have been one of them Sunday morning. I'm trying to remember. It must have been one of them. I remember where I was at and who told me, but and I remember that I didn't have no TV on. No, I wasn't looking at my phone. Um, and now that I'm saying this, I remember I hadn't looked at my phone, you know, in like maybe kind of surprising, but it had to be close to an hour. My phone was sitting on the couch. I think it was charging, and I think I was just doing something around the house, like cleaning up, vacuuming, doing some shit. Um, y'all need to try that sometime, man. Just putting your phone down there here and there, man. So maybe not like a whole hour, but probably like 30 to 45 minutes, and where I didn't go. I wasn't. I just nothing was on. You know what I'm saying, in my house, no phones, no or no, my phone was on, but I wasn't looking at it. Uh, like I said, no TV on, nothing. It was off. Um, and then my brother called me, my younger brother. Um, and not that, you know, bro out there. It's my brother Nick. You know what I'm saying? My brother Reggie. He out there in NO with moms and pops. Um, so we all grown now. So you know, not that I don't talk to my brother, but I don't talk to him as often just because we you know what I'm saying, we he live in Louisiana, I'm in California, we grown, we don't always, you know what I mean. Same way with my sister, you know what I mean, she out there. Same way with my mom and my dad, we'd talk. I call him every here and there or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But we don't talk all the time like that because everybody grown living, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, sometimes when I get calls from certain people, like I don't know what it was, but when I looked at my phone and I seen that it was my brother Reggie calling me, um, something was telling me it was bad news. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that or felt that, but it's like when I get calls from certain people, it's like, hopefully this ain't no bad news because this person don't call me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Um, And like I said, I don't want to make it seem like I don't talk to my brother or talk to but it's just, yeah, no, we don't all, whether it's my brother or my sister or cousin or you know what I mean? Like we don't live together. We live in different parts of the country and stuff like that. So uh when he called me to tell me this, I probably hadn't talked to him in over a month or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Since the last time we had spoke on the phone or whatever. So when he called me and I see that it's him, I'm like, hopefully this ain't no bad news. But something was telling. I don't know. I just had a weird feeling. You know what I mean? So I let the phone ring for like three rings, and I picked it up, and I just knew it was gonna be some bad news. Like I said, I don't know why. I just knew it was though. And then so he like, man, he like, what he say? I forgot what he said, but basically his first couple sentences, or my first sentence or two that I said to him, let him know that I didn't know. Like he realized, like, oh, you don't. He was like, oh, you ain't heard. I'm like, no, what? He was like, you ain't heard. You ain't heard about Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no. What about him? What happened? You know what I'm saying? He was like, Kobe passed. Kobe died. I'm like, Kobe, what the? Like, bro, like that shit. Yeah, it was a Sunday, and I remember I was cleaning up because I was getting ready. I was just straightening up before I was getting ready to head out, uh, hit the road for work, and I'm like, Kobe. He was like, yes. I said, bro, let me call you back. You know what I'm saying? And so immediately I jumped on online to see, and I think he did mention, he was like, yeah, Kobe died in the car. They said he died in a helicopter accident. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing that he had other people with him, let alone his daughter. You know what I'm saying? So when I jumped on the internet, I think I went to Twitter first, or I don't know, man. I don't remember what I went to first, but I seen it when I went to the internet, and I turned on the TV. And yeah, bro, that shit fucked me up. Cause like, so Kobe, I should have probably said this at the beginning, but Kobe, since I grew up playing basketball, I'm a former athlete. You know what I mean? When you're an athlete, you always feel like you're an athlete. So I still call myself an athlete, even though I ain't played, you know, uh, even though I ain't played no type of organized sports since I was what, 19 or whatever, 18, 19, and attempted to play in junior college and stuff like that. But by that time, I already knew what I wanted to. I mean, I did want to, to be a professional athlete and play basketball in particular, go to the NBA. That was always my childhood dream. But once when I was 19, I was full fledged in the in the rapping, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to do. You feel me? And it seemed more tangible for me to be able to reach. You know what I'm saying? At that point, in the streets and all that. So, um, what was I saying that? I'm gonna be all over the place with this one, man, because especially when you're talking about uh something like this, you know what I mean? It just my brain is running all over the place. But anyway, you feel me? Uh Kobe, man, when I found that out that day, it just fucked me up because Kobe. So yeah, that's why I was saying it. Kobe, since I was a kid and I first started playing organized basketball at 9 years old. You feel me? Um, I've always had favorite players. So throughout the years, you know what I mean. Throughout the eras, my favorite players changed. It started out as, B.J. Armstrong. That's how I got my name, B-Jada. And so B.J. stuck with me. One of my teammates, shout out Twin Calvin, he gave me that name. He started calling me BJ. And when I was like 9, 10 years old, and from there, everybody called me BJ. And then it, turned to my stage name, my rap name, which is B-Jada. So, um, so it went from BJ Armstrong to, I mean, I've had a lot of, I've always, especially when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I would have a favorite player, and then like a second favorite player and a third favorite player, and I still do got that. You know what I mean? In all sports, but mainly basketball and football. Uh, it's just, even in my late 30s, I'm, you know what I mean. I still have favorite players, and you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Right now, my favorite player is Steph Curry, but before Steph Curry, my favorite player was Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? So much to the point to where I even started rooting for the Lakers. You know what I mean? Warriors always been my team. Never have not been a Warriors fan. I just always looked at. I'm like, man, the Lakers is my second favorite team, right? While Kobe is my favorite player. You know what I mean? It's hard to have root for have a favorite player that's on another team that may not be your favorite team, but and not root for that team. You know what I mean? So yeah, I rooted for the Lakers for a short period of time in the 2010s because I didn't always start off. I wasn't always a huge Kobe fan. I always do, but I became a Kobe fan in like '04. You know what I mean? Once he went through that bullshit with that little rape case and shit. I don't know, for whatever reason, when that happens to certain athletes or entertainers or celebrities, because Kobe went from like the squeaky clean image to once that happened, um, that's when the Black Mamba came out. You know what I mean? He revealed himself, his true self. You know what I mean? Got a couple tattoos and that Mamba mentality. He always had the mentality, but at first he kind of had like the squeaky clean image and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then, but I seen how just the media and the public, how they change on you. You know what I mean? And crucify you and judge you as if I mean, we all human, bro. Just because they athletes don't mean that they don't fuck up. Just because somebody's a celebrity don't mean that they fuck up. Shit, half the time they more fucked up than us. You know what I'm saying? You know, but shit. Uh, Same thing happened with Tiger Woods when he went through his little shit. You know what I mean? Like, so that drew me to Kobe and made me become a fan of him because I wanted to see him do good after. I don't know why it's like that, but I just not all the time, but for something like that, I felt like, all right, you made a mistake. Y'all jumping on a nigga like he lost his. Man, he was with Adidas first. He had an Adidas contract. He lost his contract with Adidas, and all that type of shit started happening. I'm like, oh, so they flipping the script on the nigga. So that just made me become a fan of him, and I started watching. I already knew he was great, but I never had. I already knew he was a good player, but I had never like actually watched Kobe like that before that. So like to where I'm watching like every game. Once I started to pay attention to Kobe, I said, "Damn." You know what I mean? Like this nigga is, you know what I mean? I started really well. So when and then what happened was, so I started rooting for them because I wanted them to do good. And then they went to the finals that year, 2004, and lost their first finals. You know what I mean? That was the year when Carmelo and Gary Payton was there, and that was the last year Shaq was there in 2003, 2004. That season, and they lost. And once he lost, I was officially a Kobe fan. I'm like, all right, now I want to see this nigga do good now. I want to see him get back to the mountaintop and win. You know what I'm saying? So so that's when I became a Kobe fan in '03, '04. You know what I'm saying? And from that point, you know what I mean? I was a fan. And I wanted to see him win, which means I wanted to see the Lakers win. So so I became a Lakers fan as well as a Golden State Warriors fan. Golden State always has been my team since forever. Good times, bad times, all the shit. But at this point, the Lakers was my second favorite team because of Kobe Bryant. Because I watched them and then I seen the greatness. You know what I mean? Like it's like Tom Brady. Like man, like I've seen some of the greatest careers. You know what I mean? Like to see Kobe just do it over and over and over and over again in his career and just come through in a clutch. That shit is just that's what draw me to players like that. Just the greatness and just seeing them just do, you know, I fuck with winners and champions. Everybody, oh, you only fuck with the motherfucker. I fuck with the winners and the champions, bro. You know what I mean? The people that get it done. Cause that's what I want to be like. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to be a great player and just, you know what I mean, just put up good stats and all that shit. But the ones that can do that and win while doing it, yeah. That's who I root for. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Winners, man. Because I look at myself like a winner. So, so Kobe. So before Steph, it was Kobe. So B.J. Armstrong was 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 a favorite player of mine. And then I would always have a second or third or whatever. So I remember, man, Reggie Miller, you know, um, and I even players that a lot of young y'all ain't don't even wouldn't even remember, like Todd Day and Richard Dumas, you know what I mean? And then Allen Iverson came. Allen Iverson was my nigga. And so it was up for me early, like in '96, it was always AI over Kobe. Me and one of my best friends, you know what I'm saying, Greg Bradford, he been a Kobe fan from day one. You feel me? I became a Kobe fan in the middle of his career. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, we used to have battles like, who was better between I'm like, man, AI, boy, I knew that AI is the one that like that's what I wanted to be like for sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like AI was that because he had to, you know what I mean? He was thugged out, he had the swag, you know what I mean? AI brought the braids and the tattoos to the league. He the one that did that. That don't mean I'm not saying that he was the first player in the league with tattoos. I'm saying that I'm saying that um you know he made it he popular he pop and he popularized it. You know what I mean? He made it a thing. You know what I mean? Like we all wanted to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So then it was AI. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I had and then from there, you know what I mean? I started fucking with Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I mean, I don't even know what I want to say next. Kobe. So yeah, I went and my brother told me, and I was like, you know, let me call you back. You know what I'm saying? And then I went and did and so it didn't even seem. So at first it was kind of like I'm just trying to just trying to really just gather my thoughts, man, and just like I remember just sitting down on the couch and just being like, gosh, cause you know what I mean, not I ain't even know what to think, bro. You know what I mean? And so you know, you know, it's just one of them things to where um yeah, nah, I still hit the road and went to work. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about I'm a human. I'm a man. Not a certain thing like certain people. You know what I mean? You get attached to. You know what I'm saying? Like when he retired, that was a emotional moment. I didn't cry or nothing like that, but I cried when he died. I cried all day. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's like, and then because finding out about his daughter. You know what I mean? Like for whatever reason, his daughter, not his second daughter, GiGi. It reminds me a lot of myself and my second daughter. You know what I mean, Jayla. I don't know why. You know what I mean. They even kind of if I would to not maybe some people might disagree, but they kind of even resemble each other a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man. Uh, yeah, that was a rough day. That was a rough day, just because it's like it's really tragic, man. Because it's like it just like that, just to end like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And I always, prayed God have mercy on his soul. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just always one of them things, man. You think about like I grew up in a family that was blessed by God. I know this, for a fact, due to my grandmother Bishop Harris. You know what I'm saying? Bishop elect Lady Bishop Myrtle Harris, who also consequently, you know what I mean, passed away that same year, around that year in 2020. So 2020 was just it was brutal. You know what I'm saying? Um, you feel me? And so when you grow up in a family like that, like my great mother, she's an ordained minister. She married my mom and my dad, and she even married me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? Um, so when you grow up in a family like that, we got our gangster side too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying I grew up. That's how I grew up. So when you grow up in a family like that, you taught to never question God, and that's you feel me. That's something I never done. You feel me? Ever, ever, ever. But that right there, for whatever reason, kind of that one kind of had me scratching my head. That I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm only human. That one kind of had me scratching my head on that one. Cause you know, for one, Kobe Bryant just so abruptly in the night before, you know what I'm saying? He had just um he had just sent out a tweet, you know what I mean? I believe to LeBron, because if I'm not mistaken, the day before, the night before, LeBron, forgive me if I'm wrong, but LeBron surpassed Kobe in the all-time scoring list. So Kobe was number 3, you know what I'm saying? At the time when he ended his career. And then, you know, uh and so the night before Kobe passed away, LeBron surpassed him as the third ranked all time scorer of all time, which he's where he still sits. So, right now LeBron is number 3, Kobe is number 4. I believe Jordan is 5, and I think Dirk is 6 right now, and Kareem is 1, and Karl Malone is 2. Um, so like that's something kind of weird about it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah, I was fucked up all day, because it's just that whole day, because it's just one of the ones that's just kind of like that's just kind of like um it's just hard to grasp. You know what I mean? How that could happen. So, you talking about him, Kobe, who was talk about young, and especially that way, like that's like, man. Um, so you talking about him? Then you talking about his daughter? You know, like, come on, man. And then you talking about, a few of whom, like I said, it was a family, not the entire family, but a whole family. Meaning, I think there was a brother and maybe another sibling or something that wasn't with him, but you had so you got Kobe and his daughter. Then you had a mother and a father and their daughter. I mean, so that's 5, and then you had another little girl, or you know what I mean, the pilot itself, and some more, a couple of adults. So that just was like, 9 people in total, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just Kobe that people are sad for. People are sad for everybody that was on that helicopter. But obviously, Kobe is gonna get the most pub, because it's Kobe. Him and his daughter and stuff like that. But everybody that was on that helicopter, man, um, you know, that's just some fucked up shit. That type of shit, it's, hey, man, you know, everybody got their fate, but it's just like, man, it once you leave the ground, if put now, got niggas thinking about helicopter. Do I want to jump in a helicopter? Like, man, that shit is crazy, dog. You know what I mean? Same way with a plane, but the shit's just crazy, and it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? And it's still something I can't. But you kind of sooner or later you come to grips with it. You know what I'm saying? But Kobe was my favorite player for a long time, so that one, man, that one hurt. You feel me? That one hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man ain't even get to really, live his life after basketball. You feel me? You know, so it's some crazy shit, man. Um, so Kobe. You know what I'm talking about? Kobe. RIP to the guy. You feel me? And uh, uh, uh yeah, I may do a part two about this, but one, I gotta hit the road real quick and go somewhere. For two, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I may or may not. You know what I mean? 'Cause I ain't really do a whole bunch of talking about him as a basketball player. But I mean, it ain't really too much to say about him as a basketball player. You know, he greatest of all time. I mean, one of the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? To me, I got him number two all time after Jordan. You know what I mean? That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe, I got Kobe number two all time. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? My top five goes something like, Jordan one, Kobe two, Magic three, uh, Kareem four, and my fifth, I always, give it to Larry Bird. I got LeBron somewhere in my top 10. You know what I mean? I know most of y'all didn't put him at a guaranteed number two, if not number one. You know what I'm saying? To me, hey, my criteria, what I'm looking at is, I guess, is different. You know what I mean? For one, the four that I mentioned, that I for no doubt have ahead of him, all got more rings in them. So that counts for something, especially when you that great, and when you starting to nitpick and go tip for tat like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, the four that I mentioned, you know what I mean, are for sure, to me, in my book, ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? You got to win another ring or two. You know what I'm saying? And then I may go back and adjust that. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, Jordan, Kobe, Magic, and Kareem is for sure ahead. And I know Larry Bird only got three, not only got three, but LeBron got that quote unquote four. You got like three and a half, if you ask me. That bubble chip. Hey, a lot of people may not like that. You know what I mean? Like that, I'm saying that it just is what it is. That's how I feel. So, you feel me? You know, so I know he quote unquote got that little fourth one, but I still put Larry Bird ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I mean. I if and I rated off of, if I could have, who would I rather have on my team, Larry Bird or LeBron? I'm taking Larry Bird, bro. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, we can start debating about Shaq and Will Chamberlain and you know what I'm saying? Come on now. If Steph win another ring or two, Steph got to start climbing up in that top 10. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it ain't really too much for me to say about Kobe basketball career. Everybody know he's one of the greatest of all time. Wherever you got him ranked at, you feel me? This episode is more about just me, just remembering the 2 years since the incident happened, and everything since then, and my thoughts on that. And if I do have more thoughts on that, I'll definitely do a part two. You know what I'm saying? But for now, I ain't really got too much more to add. You know what I mean? Outside of, it was there's a tragic situation. You know what I mean? And it's still hard to come to grips with it. You know what I'm saying? And because it just don't seem like it's something that should have happened. And like I said, it was a head scratcher for me. I never questioned God, but that one was, if there was any time where, and I know mother goes, oh well, it's not just celebrity. I mean, if that's how people want to look at it, I know, but certain, it's how I am. You know what I mean? certain people that I root for, and I'm talking about it's like this with family and friends. Certain people that I root for, like to me, Kobe, is like an extended family member for me. How I look at it. I look at Steph the same way right now. Obviously, they don't know this. You know what I mean? I mean, I think they know, but they don't. Obviously, they don't know about every person that they affect. But because it's more than because you looking at it's something that you identify within that person about their journey to get to to get to their ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? That that. But yeah, man. So you know, it's yeah, Kobe is just that's something that'll probably I'll never forget that. Never really truly get over that. And to see Jerry West like that, that's what let you know, man. To see Jerry West like that, man, like that's and he said that he was like, man, I don't know if I'm ever get over this. Obviously, time heals all wounds, man. So as time goes by, it's only been 2 years. It's still like I said, still seem unreal, but uh, you know, time heals all wounds. As time goes by, you deal with it better. Uh, but or, whatever, man. If I got a part two, um, I do one. Hopefully, I ain't leaving nothing out. R.I.P. Kobe. R.I.P. Dome. And we doing it like that. Snacks on sports. I got some more shit coming.